Raos Academy of Hyderabad Branch as well. So, with my vast experience, with my decadal experience, I want to present this video with the most expected questions that is going to appear in the examination, which is going to be happened from August 31st of 2025. So, and we know that on August 31st of 2025, optional papers will be conducted by UPSC as part of UPSC mains examinations. Clear? So, the persons like the students who have selected their optional as, so they have who has chosen geography as their optional will be benefited out of our class, because most of the questions will be going to appear in the paper which is going to be happen on August 31st. Okay, so that's the thing. So these questions will be, like, I'm presenting this video on the basis of my experience. Okay, and from each chapter I will give some questions which are very important, and also we have some more few days left. So today is 25th, today is the date, so exam will be on 31st. So few 5 days that we have, so we can revise, or you can read these questions answers in these 5 days, so that you will be maximum benefited out of this video. Clear? So let's have a glance on each topic. And you know that so in paper 1 and paper 2, 8 questions will be given. In that ABC subsections will be there. So out of 8 questions you have to write 5 questions and 1 question, that is like question number 1 and 5 you have to attempt must and should. The remaining questions you have the choice. Clear? So total 5 questions you have to write among 8 questions. Clear? So in that aspect let us discuss in detail. Clear? See here, my dear students. So like from paper 1, and we know that paper 1 is relevant to world geography. In that we have like physical and human geography, and paper 2 is related to Indian geography. So in that paper 1, like there is a first part A, principles of geography. In that the first chapter is that geography. Clear? So first chapter is that geomorphology. So geomorphology is nothing but is a chapter relevant to that this chapter gives the information that how the landforms were formed, what is the process behind the formation of various types of landforms, and the physiographic divisions of India. Okay, and how these land masses were formed, what is the reason, how endogenetic and exogenetic forces are acting. So such type of information that we can get from this geomorphology chapter. Clear? So name also says that geo means earth, morphology is change from one phase to another change. Clear? So right, so relevant to this geomorphology we can get the questions like, explain the concept of isostasy and its significance in geomorphology. So this is the one question that you can expect. And second question is that discuss the Daversian cycle of erosion and its limitations. Third one is that compare the models of landscape evolution by Davies and Pink theories. Okay, so how to give the difference, like comparison in between this landscape evolution. And fourth is that explain the role of plate tectonics in mountain building. So explain the role of plate tectonics where in mountain building. Clear? So that's the thing you have to refer here. Then after that, fifth question is that discuss the concept of continental drift with evidences. You have to present the evidences here. Clear? Like we have like fossil fuels as evidences, and we have like zigzag structure evidences, and we have evidence from radio dating methods. So all the evidence you have to mention here under the fifth question. Clear? And also you have to mention about Alfred Wegener drift theory or guidelines. Clear? So this is the question. 5 questions are from geomorphology chapter. Then after that, climatology. It is the next chapter of paper 1 of physical geography. In this climatology, you have to, like, sixth question is that explain the heat budget of the earth. Like you have to mention how the solar insolation is happening, how the insolation and how the radiation is happening. So all the things you have to mention here. Clear? And seventh question is that discuss the factors affecting temperature distribution on Earth's surface. So you have to mention, like, so how the temperature is at lower latitudes and higher latitudes. What are the reasons for the effect of this temperature? All the things you have to mention here. And eighth question is that explain the mechanism of Indian monsoon. And we know that India has two types of mechanisms. Like wind is blowing from two directions. One is south west direction, and from second time like that is northeast direction. And so like, and we know that in India seasons were like majorly four types, we can say that. So in that rainy season, one is the thing. So and again rainy season was classified into two on the basis of its wind direction, that is from southwest direction, that is we can call it as southwest monsoon, and from northeast direction, so we can call it as a northeast monsoon. Clear? So the things we can see here. And ninth, what are jet streams? Discuss their role in global climate. Okay, you have to give the definition for what is a jet stream, and you have to show in the pictorial form. And also you have to give some examples that how it is influencing world climate, how it is a reason for the El Nino, La Nino phenomena, southern oscillation phenomena, like that. You have to write the answers. And the 10th question is that explain the process and effects of temperature inversion. So like first you have to give the definition like what is temperature inversion, why it is happening. Okay, then after that with the help of diagrams, with the help of land and mountain, with the help with land, mountain and sea bridges examples, you can write the answer here. And after that, third chapter is that oceanography, like which gives information on different ocean bodies. So here the 11th question is that so here the 11th question is that explain the bottom topography of the Indian Ocean. It is the 11th question. So you have to mention like how the continental slope rise will be there, and also how the mountains evolution, all the things you have to mention here. Clear? And discuss the oceanic currents and their significance. It is a 12th question. So you have to mention about warm currents and cold currents, its origin points and its influence on climate. Like there is a current called Peruvian current. So it is the reason for this Peruvian current is the reason for what? For La Nino and El Nino. So all the things you can mention here. Clear? Next, explain the causes and consequences of coral bleaching. Clear? So we can say that we can use examples as coral reefs. Okay, so coral reef, you have to mention about coral reef and all the things. Clear? And 14th question is that discuss the role of law of the sea in marine resources management. Okay, so this is one of the question relevant to oceanography. Clear? Then after that there is a chapter like biogeography. In this biogeography, you have to mention like questions are like 15, classify soils and describe their distribution globally. Clear? So for example, in India we have 8 types of soils, but in the global level we have different soils, and their names also different. Okay, like you have to follow the USDA or norms and all things. And coming to her 16, discuss the factors influencing the distribution of plants and animals. Clear? And 17th question, evaluate critically the success of social forestry in India. You have to mention about what is social forestry and how far it has succeeded in India. Clear? What are the changes that brought by this social forestry in India? How far it led to the increase of good climate, good weather. Okay, how far social forestry reached to the levels up to the like purification levels. Okay, so all that information you have to refer here right under this question. And one more question, like from environmental geography. Clear? Like here 18th question is that explain the principle of ecology with the suitable examples. Clear? You have to mention about what is ecology and what are the principles that were part of this ecology. Clear? And a 19th question, discuss ecosystem management for sustainable development. Clear? So discuss ecosystem management for sustainable development. Clear? And 20 question, outline major environmental hazards and remedial measures. So we have to mention like a different type of environmental hazards, like we can say that different global warming, climate change, and some disasters like flash floods and all the things. And you have to mention its remedies. So how, if for example, so how you can reduce the effects, negative effects of all the things. And one more, ఇది హైలో పెట్టండి. Next, sixth point, sixth chapter, perspectives in human geography. So this is like from human geography. So before that we have seen principles of physical geography. Now we have entered into human geography. Clear? So 21 question. So define areal differentiation and its relevance. This is the one of the question. And 22nd question is that discuss the quantitative revolution in geography. 23 question, compare radical and behavioral approaches in human geography. So this is the sixth chapter that was in the paper 1. And from economic geography, you have to know about, you have to mention like questions are access global distribution of resources with examples. Okay, so you have to mention whatever the resources that were present, and you have to mention its relevant examples. And 25th question, discuss the causes and effects of the current energy crisis. And 26th question is that explain the agriculture regions of the world. Okay, like they have many regions, and also for example if you say in India we have 15 agroclimatic regions. Clear? So here, and from 8th population and settlement geography. So 27th question is that explain the demographic transition model. Explain the demographic transition model. And 28th question is that describe the factors responsible for rural urban migration. Like we know that nowadays people are moving from rural areas to urban areas. The main reason is that employment. For the employment purpose, people are moving from rural to urban areas, and some are moving for education purpose, some are moving for health purpose, and also some want to have the proper some people are moving from rural to urban areas to enjoy the facilities which was there in urban centers. So these are some of the examples that we can say. Okay, next 29th question, explain the rank size rule in urban settlements. Clear? Also there's the 29th question. And coming to 9th chapter, that is a regional planning. So in this we can experience the questions like 30, explain the concept and types of regions. Explain the types and explain the concept and types of regions. And 31st question, discuss the methods of regionalization. 32 question, explain the relevance of the growth pole theory. And from 10th chapter, that is models, theories and laws in human geography. So 33 question is that explain the central place theory of crystal air. At 34, discuss Wharton's model of agriculture location. And 35th question is that evaluate OSTO strategies of growth in economic development. So these are the questions, that important questions that you need to refer from this chapter. And coming to here, like a paper 2, that is a geography of India. Clear? That is a geography of India. So in that first chapter is that physical setting. In that you have to refer, describe the major physiographic regions of India. And you know one thing that already GS1 paper was conducted by UPSC, I think on 23. So GS1 was happened. Clear? So in that GS1 there is a subject called geography. In that geography one question came, that is this is the question. So describe the major physiographic divisions of India. So it already this question was came in GS papers. Okay, and discuss the characteristics of Himalayan rivers. Clear? So these are from physical setting. And coming to resources, that is like 30th question, explain the distribution and utilization of water resources in India. Clear? And you have to mention about where like different types of the location of water resources and its advantages, and how far it has supporting the life of human beings and animals as well as agriculture. Next 39 question is that access the forest resources and their conservation. So you have to mention about what are the inputs that we are getting from forest areas and how we can conserve them. So all that information you have to write here. Next after that, agriculture chapter and 40. Discuss the special pattern of mineral resources in India. And from agriculture chapter, examine the impact of green revolution in India. You have to know, like you have to write when it was started, who was the father of green revolution, and what is the reason for the green revolution in India, and from which place we have adopted this green revolution. And after that, how we were able to implement this green revolution methods in India, and what are the negative effects of this green revolution, and you have to mention about positive effects of this green revolution. Clear? Like he said that impact of green revolution in India. So yes, definitely we have lot of impact. One is like positive and second one is negative. Positive impact is that agriculture productivity was increased a lot. Coming to negative impacts, people were divided into on the basis of haves and have nots. Okay, so like in where predominant, so like for example we can say that in Punjab and Haryana there was a lot of gap in between the people because of this green revolution on the basis of haves and have nots, on the basis of their income standard levels. Next after that, explain the role of agroclimatic zones in agriculture planning. Definitely, as of now we have 15 agroclimatic zones in India. So with that information only, our policymakers are making different policies. Clear? Then after that, 43, assess the significance of dry farming. Assess the significance of dry farming in Indian agriculture. You have to this is the important question. And coming to industry, analyze the locational factors for cotton textile industry in India. Okay, so we have to know like where the cotton mills were located, like majorly like in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Most of the places in Maharashtra and Gujarat we are cultivating cotton. So due to that reason only, most of the textile mills were located near to like we can say Maharashtra and Gujarat. Okay, so a lot of information we can write here. Locational factors for cotton textile industry in India. Clear? Locational factors like raw material is very near to these textile industries. Water facility, availability of rivers, availability of export facilities, availability of transportation facilities, availability of demand from the local people as well as the foreign nations. All that information you can write here, and also you can write the challenges faced by textile industries. Clear? And assess the growth and challenge of pharmaceutical industry in India. Okay, so like now our government of India is investing lot of amount on the development of medical devices, and also like for example Telangana is the state in India. So Telangana wants to make like Telangana government wants to make Telangana as a global medical hub. So for that they are going to invest huge amounts for these industries. So all the information you can mention here, and also you can mention the challenges. Like some of the challenges like we are completely dependent upon importing of raw materials for these pharmaceutical industries. So this is one of the major challenge that we can write here. Then after that, fifth one, transport, communication and trade. So in that, important questions were explain the spatial pattern of rail network in India. So and at 47, discuss the role of ports in national and foreign trade. So these are the questions. And from 6th chapter, that is cultural setting, discuss the racial, linguistic and religious diversity in India. 49, evaluate the impact of migration and urbanization in India. Evaluate the impact of migration on urbanization in India. Definitely shows the impact. Sometimes we can say if skilled labor migrates from rural to urban, it gives the good impact. If unskilled labor migrates from rural to urban, it shows the negative impact. And also we can say that a lot of slums will be developed if the population is very high. If there is no proper sewage facilities and drainage facilities, then people will get a lot of communicable disease. So all that information you can write here. And coming to here, settlements, 7th chapter. So here explain the morphology of rural and urban settlements in India. Clear? And 51, discuss the growth and problems of slums in India cities. Like there are a lot of problems. For example, there is a place called Dharavi in Maharashtra, in Mumbai. So we can say that Dharavi is the world's largest, biggest dirtiest slum in the world. Okay, so because why I'm using dirtiest, because there is no proper facilities over there. So like we can like if you go into the Dharavi area, first thing we cannot go into Dharavi area because completely it was flooded with sewerage water. People were unable to live there. Okay, like we can mention all those information here. Next after that, eighth chapter, that is a regional development and planning. So 52nd, critically assess the experience of regional planning in India. So it is the 52nd. 53 question is that discuss the role of Panchayat Raj in decentralized planning. Ninth, political aspects. Political aspects. 54. Outline the geographical basis of Indian federalism. 55. Discuss the interstate water disputes in India. So recently it is a burning issue because issue is happening in between rivers like Ken and Betwa, which is in Madhya Pradesh and UP. Okay, and we know that Ken and Betwa rivers are tributaries of Yamuna river, and Yamuna is a tributary for Ganga river. So now recently government wants to interconnect Ken river with the Betwa river. So if the interconnect happens in between these two rivers, Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand regions, which are desert prone areas, will get water. Okay, and of course have some consequences as well, and also some issues are going in between Andhra and Telangana on Godavari water, and also issues are going in between Telangana and Karnataka on sharing of river Godavari water as well as Krishna water. Okay, so there's a thing is happening there. Issue with Maharashtra. Okay, on Krishna river water issue, and after that issue is going on in between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu on what we can say on Kaveri river. Okay, and also Penna river. Next, 10th chapter, contemporary issues, like 56, evaluate the environmental consequences of rapid urbanization in India. 57, discuss the problem and strategies for desertification control. 58, assess the impact of globalization on Indian economy and environment. So these are the major important questions for the upcoming UPSC Geography optional paper 1 and 2. Okay, so if you are able to answer these questions, definitely you will get good marks in these geography optional papers. Clear? So there's a important information. If you have any queries, you can contact to our numbers which was scrolling below. Like we have numbers 9522205551. Yes, I will write the numbers here. 95220551 or 2. So these numbers belongs to Hyderabad, and here instead of 1 and 2 you can dial 3 or else 4. These numbers are belongs to Bhopal branch. Okay, so if you have any queries relevant to any subject, relevant to any queries, you can contact to these numbers. And also we have play app in Play Store, Windows and iOS. So name of the app is Raos Academy. So download this app, and in this app you can find lot of quality content in it. Clear? So and also we are providing free courses or free classes in our social media platforms like YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube channels, and as well as all social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, Threads, Meta, whatnot, everything. Okay, so all the links were provided in the description of this video. So just have a go through it and subscribe. If you have any queries, you can post in the comment box, or else you can call to the you can call to our contact numbers. We will answer to all your queries. Clear? That's the information, and we will meet in the next video. This is Eswar Kumar presenting this video. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.